Hey everybody, welcome to the Slightly Off podcast.
Except it's not the Slightly Off podcast. Sort of.
What?
Okay.
Insert meme here.
Insert meme here, yeah. So we reached one of our Extra Life stretch goals, which was an advice show an advice show episode for the Slightly Off podcast. So we have turned the Slightly Off podcast into admin advice.
Aw, yeah.
Poor souls. I'm about to get some bad advice.
Yep. We asked you, our lovely, lovely community members, and some other community members, to ask us questions. You utterly failed and only sent in 13. Sort of. Sort of.
Lucky 13.
Yeah, right?
We might not even get to all of them.
We are definitely not getting to all of them. Dear God, no.
Y'all want to be here for 3 hours?
Jesus Christ, no.
By the way, who are we?
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. I'm Sergio.
I'm a ghost, so...
That's Victoria.
My name is Will.
Hey, and my name's Chris. Hashtag Team Laurel.
Thank you.
no.
Finally,
No,
someone.
no. Listen. I literally almost clicked delete post every time. I was just like,
Don't
fuck
do it.
this.
Yeah,
We are not having this conversation in the Facebook page. Fuck that noise. This is just a stupid
Sergio.
dress thing again. Fuck that shit.
John literally
Listen,
went off on
this
a
is
rant
like
because he's
a-
like, can we just keep this contained to one post rather than like 3 separate ones?
Yeah, but we gotta really explain where it came from.
No, we
No.
don't. We're just going to
no.
gloss over this and
No,
jump
we're gonna-
right into
We're gonna
it.
gloss over. Yeah. Victoria, you want to pick the first question?
Oh, boy. Yes. From...
It's almost like she didn't even look at this.
Yeah. It's almost like she
Didn't
forgot
we
the
specifically
question.
say, like, hey, we should pick this one first?
I totally forgot the question. Okay, I have it now. That's all that matters.
Oh, God.
Anyway, from Anonymous, we have, how qualified are you to give me advice? Not at all. That's the answer.
Yeah, we are absolutely
I will
not.
say this. You're looking at a guy who has been married for almost 6 years. So I would like to think that gives me
No, it doesn't.
some... Yes, it absolutely does.
No, that gives your wife credibility.
Yeah.
Okay, so
okay, I'll yield to that.
here's the thing, though, question asker, an anonymous question asker. This means to me that you did not read the disclaimer in the question submission form, which clearly states, no member of the Slightly Off podcast is an expert in any way, shape, or form, and all advice should not be followed with 100% accuracy. This is a comedy show, after all.
Hey, I would just like to make a point that in high school, everyone totally called me Dr. Phil because of my excellent advice I would give them that they totally
That
wouldn't listen
is-
to. Do
That
the
is
complete
so dumb.
opposite,
Yes,
and then
but
tell me later, they go, oh man, I really wish I listened to you. And then I yell at them like, why the hell didn't you listen to me? I told you exactly what was going to happen, and you didn't listen, and guess what happened?
Well, that's because the real Dr. Phil's a piece of shit.
But boy, was he entertaining.
Guess so.
I mean,
That's what you were going for, right?
yes, that was the entertaining part.
That's Chris's life. He's not good at things, but boy, is he entertaining.
Oh,
I
man.
do so well on my
Chris,
job.
She's
Hey.
2 for 2 on wrecking you.
Isn't that how every podcast goes? It's only been like nearly a year, but that's how it goes. That's what people don't hear in the podcast. It's all the riffing we do on each other before we start.
It's okay. Like
Oh,
we'll
so
keep going during this podcast, and I will get back. I've already got her once, so I mean, she just needs to keep speaking words, and then I'll. Game over.
Jeez.
When Victoria opens her mouth, it's just an invitation to roast her, so we're good.
Yeah, essentially.
Oh my god.
I could have just made an innuendo, but I didn't because I'd be roasting myself.
Oh my god. We are going
The
to be at
innuendos.
each other's throats by the end of the night.
I know, right?
I mean, it's okay.
The innuendos are best served for a much later question.
So the first set of advice I would give to anybody right now is don't make podcasts with your friends. Well, and I put air quotes around the friends part.
Jeez.
Friends. They're more like loose acquaintances.
Forced
acquaintances.
acquaintances.
Loose acquaintances
We
that
just
somehow...
work with each
I
other.
don't know if I've
Yeah,
ever
right.
told. God, I'm just gonna keep going on a rant here. So when we did Extra Life, we had to put a person of person of contact or person to contact, whatever.
Emergency contact.
Emergency
Didn't
contact.
you
Thank you.
literally put no
Jeez.
I put Will, so yes. And then
How
it
dare- no, what?
then it said like relationship, and I just put forced acquaintance.
I'm gonna
I
have
will
to
say
find
this.
this and oh wait, I don't know if I have them anymore.
Oh, that's disappointing.
I was gonna say I'd get that call, I'd be like, hey, we're here with Chris. You were listed as his emergency contact. He's in the hospital right now.
You're literally
Take him
standing
off life
right next to him.
support. Take him off life
Yeah.
support.
I'd be like, nah, he's fine. Just release him, let him bleed out. He'll be okay.
Yep.
See, I'd like to think of that scenario. You're getting the call, and he's 2 feet away from you on the floor.
Like, no, I don't know that guy. I don't know who that is.
We're just like flipping through all the consent forms. Like, wait, where's Brewer? And he's standing right there.
He's the one who caused the injury.
Yeah. Here's a knife.
I don't know why you're calling me. I'm the one that stabbed him.
Anyway, first
God.
question. Or second question.
Second
question.
Okay,
First real question.
No, second question comes to us from yet another anonymous person. My stream isn't dank enough. How do I make that sweet, sweet Twitch cash? Answer is you don't.
You don't.
Answer is you... Real answer, move to Mixer and or Facebook. There's a lot less people there. Also, work on branding.
Or even YouTube.
Alright, so here's what you need to do. Cat or dog cam. Then
Yes.
Oh yeah, it's a good one.
add reggae music.
I would watch the shit out of that.
No,
Hashtag
no.
Twitch thought.
Don't, dear God, don't use copyright music. Holy
Don't
shit,
use
there's
copyright.
some-
Make your
there's
own
some,
music.
Like,
that you
for
can
real
put in the
though,
background.
there is some legal shit that's gonna be happening real soon, apparently, that is going to fucking tank some people. Like, it was a discussion on like a podcast from like some serious streamers, and they're like, yeah, you should be very afraid. Like, take out all of the VODs you've ever used with like copyrighted music. Fucking never use copyrighted music again until this gets fixed.
I mean, to be fair, they've been very lax about it until
Yeah.
now. It's like,
Yeah,
we'll
it's
just
go- well,
mute
it's-
it.
Well,
They
it's
have
Twitch
not
that's
been on
lax.
YouTube's level. Well,
Yeah,
that's what I
it's-
mean. Like, YouTube is all over it. They will take your video down. You will get a strike. There are now companies
that's
out
'cause-
there like
that's
that
'cause
collab DRM
That's
that
because
happened.
the music industry hasn't got its like hilariously money grubbing hands on or eyes over the fact that Twitch is a thing. Like once the music industry discovers it, and we're like, wait a minute, they're using our shit for free, blah 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 blah. Like that's gonna be a thing. But I honestly think this might be the straw that breaks the camel's back with the music industry's bullshit. Like people be like, hey, fuck you. This is basically the same thing as radio. Fuck off.
I have a strike to my YouTube account because I posted a video, a concert that I'm in, that I played music in, and they copyrighted it. And then I sent them a message. I'm like, look, I posted this concert so that I could show my friends, family, and anybody else who was at that concert that wanted to, like, see the song or, like share off, like, their performance. And they're like, nah. They're like, I'm not making money off of this. This is a free thing that I'm just, like, letting people share. Like, I'm not trying to get any money from this. And they're like, nah, this is copyright music.
Yeah, YouTube
With
doesn't care.
RT
Sounds like
Florida
YouTube.
Like,
alone,
I
I've
made,
had to.
I made this music.
Yeah. With RT Florida, I've had to debate so many strikes and claims on that account. Like, we haven't put anything out in, like, ages, so I haven't had to do it recently. But I don't know why. But, it's YouTube's stupid algorithms. They just want to go after everyone they can. And it's like, this is literally just us at a place. How are you going to tell me that that's against your guidelines or it has copyright music in it? It's like muffled music 20 feet away. And they're just like, no, we heard a lyric. Strike. What?
Didn't Funhouse get in... Was it Funhouse? Somebody got in trouble because they're using copyright copyright music. But so like they made a claim for it, but most of their videos are watched within their first 2 days, and it took them until like 2 weeks later, and they're like, well, what's the point now? I've already lost any attempt of making any money off this video because most of my views are in the first 48 hours.
Well, that's what the adpocalypse is on YouTube. You lose the rights to monetization on those videos, and then once you get them back a week later, it doesn't matter because you lost that influx of viewers within those first few days.
Yeah.
And that's the issue with YouTube.
Yay!
Well, I mean, besides
Hooray.
everything else.
Okay, I'm going to act as a rudder and steer us back to the question.
And we're crashed.
Yeah,
We have
that
a
sounds about
spare
right.
tire.
actually.
I mean, can we get this?
Spare
get
tire
this
for the
rolling
boat.
again?
Yeah, so I mean, is there any other streaming advice you guys have? I would offer advice, however, I don't stream.
I mean, if you're
Make sure you have a good connection.
and if you're really serious, listen to Bromance podcast. The man is literally telling you what to do.
Nice.
It's a
My advice
bromance to your
is have
ears.
common sense. Like, don't be an idiot. Cater to your audience and just don't be dumb.
Well, first and foremost, cater to
Yeah.
yourself. Because if you're not having fun,
Well, yeah.
like making these, don't do it.
Yeah, that'll
that's-
shine through.
That's why I stream. I don't do it because it's like, oh, I want to become affiliated, blah, blah, blah. Like, yeah, it's cool if I do, but I do it because it's flippin' fun.
Exactly.
But yeah, if you are just starting out,
Watch people.
don't start on Twitch. Start somewhere else. Start somewhere
Or
else.
use programs like Restream and stream on everything. Like Julian, he does Twitch and Facebook at the same time. I don't know why you want to stream on Facebook, but
well, that's if you're
Well, I mean,
you're just
it's for his
streaming though.
friends.
But because like if I remember correctly, the affiliate and like partner contract like explicitly prohibits you from doing that.
once you get those, yes. So that's what we did with RT Florida. We were streaming on Mixer, YouTube, and Twitch, and then we got affiliated, and they're like, these are our policies. You can only stream your content on Twitch. And we're like, all right.
Yeah.
So obey the rules. That's another good piece of advice. Read everything in the terms and conditions because they will get you.
That goes against everything in my being to
Yeah,
read
right.
the terms and conditions.
Yeah.
No one reads the terms and conditions, for the love of God.
Hey guys, are we gonna update our policy?
Oh my
our
gosh, let's
privacy
not get into that
policy?
one. This is not the stream for this is not the stream. Wow, this is not the podcast for that. It's not the podcast for that. Brewer, next question.
Yeah, Brewer, I thought you were steering us.
I
You
won.
failed.
Look at where we are right now.
No.
We're moving
No,
on to
we're
the next
nowhere.
question. That's me. That's the rudder.
Yeah, because we did it. No, you're not.
All right, let's see here. I choose. Ooh, here's a
You.
good one. This is from yes, exactly. This is from Nobody. What is your opinion on watching TV with the captions on all the time?
Why? Why
Listen.
would you, unless you are deaf, why?
Listen, sometimes you watch shows where people mumble all the time and you are struggling to understand what they're
Speaking
saying.
Spanish?
Well, then the captions
Yes,
are going to
Chris,
be in
they're
Spanish.
mumbling in Spanish.
If the caption software on your television or your cable box or whatever the heck you're watching stuff is good, I mean, if you really need them, go for it. Like, for instance, I was watching Star Trek Discovery 2 days ago, and I turned the captions on just in case I missed anything. I'm like, okay, cool, whatever, and they were fine. But like, have you ever turned on captions on YouTube? Nope, don't do that.
Terrible.
They're the worst.
Well,
Unless
here's the
they're
thing with
manually
YouTube
input,
captions.
they're never going to be right.
Exactly, yeah. Manually input captions are great, but when it tries to do voice to text to just produce the closed captions on its own, it gets pretty bad. There
dude.
was a time where Meg was trying to show a YouTube clip in her classroom on some kind of material processing, like they were making magnets or something. And she had a student who was hard of hearing, so she turned the captions on. Unfortunately, they were being rendered in real time, and I don't know if like there's an algorithm for it or what words it can and can't use, but it used an expletive in the closed caption that wasn't actually spoken. And she was not allowed to do that again. So thank you, YouTube, for ruining class.
And that also sucks for like that hard of hearing student who like
exactly
genuinely needed it, and like
yeah, sucks. It's like the student wasn't getting anything out of it.
But I think we're missing the focus on this question
here.
Got
a curse word
Very
out of
true.
it.
I think the focus of this question here is more geared towards someone who doesn't have issues hearing, and they just like to have captions on.
I don't think there's anything wrong with it.
I mean, my mom does it, but that's because my mom is not great at understanding things in English sometimes.
Well, because she speaks primarily Spanish, right?
Yes, but like hold on, hold the phone though. Like she has been listening and watching English television since I could remember. So like it's still hard.
So like 4 decades.
Yeah, it's still hard for me to believe that you can't understand when people say things. Like in person, I mean, I still say it's nonsense that you can't understand what people say in person a lot of the times, especially when we're out at restaurants or whatever, but like still I'll give her that she might need it, but not all the time. Not on everything. And it does happen the fact that, like, she'll be watching Ellen or some shit, and, like, the captions are in real time. So it's like, oh, God, nope, that didn't, no, okay. Didn't catch that either, okay.
It's like talking to Siri.
Yep.
With this, though, like, especially, it's one thing if you want to watch with captions by yourself, but I would say, like, be considerate if you're going to watch with people. Because, like, if you're sitting there, you're at a party or you have people over, you're watching with family, whatever, and they're not used to it or they don't like captions, like, don't just sit there and be like, I have the remote, we're watching with captions. Rule of life, don't be a dick.
Oh, shit. Okay, so this is probably an experience that other people who grew up in non-native English-speaking countries have. Going to the movies sucked. Especially after a while, because you're like, oh, the movie's in English, there's captions in Spanish. It's fucking stupid. I don't want to read these stupid captions. They're in the middle of the movie. It's dumb.
I feel like I've seen movie theaters where they have special glasses you can wear, where if you want to read the captions, when you put the glasses on, you can see the captions beneath the screen.
Interesting.
So that way, if you need to see them, you know, I'm almost certain that this exists.
I know.
It seems like a good solution.
Yeah, Brewer's
making up new technology.
I want to say right here and now, if anybody invents that, I expect a check.
Some royalties.
It looks like back in 2012, Regal did a thing with that. I don't know if it's still a thing.
But
AMC as well.
Yeah,
it looks like Regal and AMC were really big on that back in 2012, 2013.
Have you guys seen the big like thing you put in the cup holder? That's like a closed caption thing.
Wait, what?
It's like a small like screen that you can rent from the movie theater. At least the movie theater near my house does this. You can rent it from the movie theater, and it gives you personal captions, so you're not bothering other people, like, because they don't have captioned movies, I guess. So they just give you personal captioning machine.
I mean, that seems like another workaround for that.
Mm-hmm. I don't know. I've only seen it a couple times because my mom used it. But
just scrolls. So, when I play video games, I always
me too.
I was literally just
on.
about to bring that up.
Me
because,
too.
Like, that's the only time I have captions on, because it's like, well, I'm also concentrated on playing the video game.
There's so much stuff going on.
Like, sometimes, like, yeah, there's could be explosions going on in the background, and the dude's yelling at you, and you're like,
okay,
I don't
you don't
understand what's going on.
Yeah,
Like,
case in point. Recently, I played Hellblade: Senua's Sacrifice, and they're like, put your headphones on, blah blah. I'm like, okay, cool. But sometimes I have one headphone in and one headphone out, and like I'm not listening to the entire experience, but I can hear what the voices in their head are sort of saying, so I can read it on the screen and be like, oh, okay, that's what they're talking about. I get it.
That's really cool.
Where's the main place that you normally see captions on TVs?
Like, if you're at a bar or a diner or something, probably. Like, if you're in a loud restaurant or venue,
doctor's office.
and they have, like, they have the TV on, or doctor's office where
anytime-
they don't want additional noise.
Oh, the TVs
Anytime
in my...
I see it's at airports.
The
I
TVs
always see the news on.
Yep.
And it's always the captions are always on, and like Chris said, they're always like 30 seconds delayed.
Yeah, no, my
So
my gym has that too. Like all the TVs in the gym have captions on because
And it's like, oh great, now I'm distracted even more because it's saying, oh Bob, the weather's gonna be, and it's not on the weather. It's talking about world news now.
oh man. All right, rudder time. What's up next?
okay, so next question is from Fed Up in Fern Park. Do we have a Fern Park anywhere in fucking like near Orlando? Oh, I don't know. Whatever.
I don't know. I don't live in Orlando.
It looks like... Oh, yeah, no, it's right above Maitland.
Okay, cool. All right,
between
so
Maitland and
Chris,
Castleberry.
you know where Maitland is, right?
Yeah, totally, Maitland.
It's right next to... God, I can't even make up a place.
yeah,
It's right above
Yeehaw
the Whole
Junction.
Foods.
it's right above
There you
the
go.
Whole Foods. Okay, so
Next to the Starbucks.
my roommate likes to meal prep and is in the kitchen a lot. He always leaves these huge messes and sometimes takes days to get off his ass and clean. My other roommate and I have kept trying, or have taken to writing passive-aggressive post-it notes, but those don't seem to be working. What else can we do?
Okay.
Oh my god.
Can I
really?
start here? Because
Really?
this is the situation I just got out of.
Yes.
Yeah, Meg had this same situation too. I'm like, fuck.
Like, I just moved beginning of the year, and old roommates, you guys
Oh.
have met them, they
Yeah.
would use the dishes, leave them there for days, and then I would be the one who has to clean them because I need this particular pot or dish. Asking them, they would do it for a day or two, and then nothing would happen after that. And oh my god, that was one of the reasons why I wanted to move out so bad. Eventually, I didn't get to it, but I got to the point where I threatened them. If you don't do your dishes after you clean them, like within, I think 12 hours was the marker I gave them, I'm going to put them in your room, on your bed, on your desk, because you used them. They are sitting here. They are disgusting. I am not dealing with that. And that finally did it for me, to where they're like, oh shit, yeah, we should clean our stuff. I felt like a bit of a dick, but after months of doing this, I kind of felt like it was deserved.
You kind of are, but
I mean, like,
Well, I'm a dick in other
I totally
scenarios
agree with
too, but
like after months of that, yeah, that was
like
that was the thing.
I tried going easy, like, oh, I'll wash these here and there, but then it just got to the point where I was cleaning up after them in the kitchen, and I am not about that. I am not their mother.
are you?
Oh God, I hope not. I really hope I haven't had children and didn't notice.
So Sergio, you said you were dealing with the same issue, or you said Meg was dealing with the same issue.
Yes, but I'm gonna not use Meg's example. I remember I'm gonna use my example I had from college.
Okay.
I used to live in a house with a bunch of dudes, and
Ooh.
and it was a thing. And I'm like, at random points there would be days where people hadn't cleaned their fucking dishes, and we had a dishwasher and everything. It was a easy fucking process, and then I realized that fucking nobody was gonna do them. Unfortunately, in this house, nobody was there enough of the time, like at the same time, because everyone was going to class or doing whatever the fuck. So nobody was there enough times to be like, "Hey guys, we need to talk about this. Somebody needs to fucking we need to cooperate here." And also, I was like the new guy who had just moved into like this house of people who knew each other. I'm like, well, fuck. So my solution was that at random points when I got really fed up with it, I would spend literally an hour by myself listening to a book or like a podcast and just clean the fucking dishes. And at that point, I'm just like, whatever. I'm doing this by myself because I'm mad enough to do this. But to your point, question asker, passive-aggressive post-it notes do not work.
They absolutely don't.
Being passive-aggressive about something you want done never works.
I find the only place that works is office settings. I don't know why, but it does. Not post-it notes, but just being passive-aggressive.
Well, that's because in office settings, nobody wants to be
Well,
that person.
actually,
And here comes Chris with the rebuttal.
Actually, so I had a coworker who's I feel like once again I'm going on a tangent here. I had a coworker who was very passive aggressive, and we didn't get along. Nor did she get along with anybody
Okay,
else.
but who do you get along with?
Ooh, good
people
point.
that are not passive aggressive.
Also, I think I remember you telling us this story before, so I'm very interested in listening to it again.
What? So I don't know the entire I don't remember the entire situation, but she was being very passive aggressive about how I do my job, and I know how to do my job because I'm not an idiot, and I've been there for 2 years.
We're hitting
So
a real
she's
pressure point
trying
right
to go
now.
through beginning steps, and it's don't you realize this is stuff I would have already done? And at one point she just made a really snarky comment, and I just threw a pencil straight into our desk. And my manager jumped up, got in between both of us, backed away. She
Were you
backed
guys
away.
about to brawl at work?
Yeah.
Fight.
Well, I mean, I would have probably threw more stuff at her.
I think that counts.
I would have paid money to see that.
So she backed away. She ended up leaving our workspace area, and she just completely left. And everyone was looking at me they're not sure what to say. And they all just
Gosh.
good job, Chris.
I'm assuming
Someone
this
finally stood
coworker
up
is
to
no
her.
longer there.
No, they're no longer there. Thank God. Yeah.
It's probably for the best.
Okay, so
No, it was for the best. She respected me a lot more after that.
I would hope
She didn't
so.
get in my way at all. She's like, all right.
yeah, Jesus. Okay, so our advice.
Moral of the story: don't be passive aggressive.
Yeah, our advice is don't be
So-
passive aggressive, and also don't be passive aggressive at work near Chris.
I have
I
one
will.
thing to
I will end you.
Just to kind
I'm gonna add one
of
thing at the
summarize this here, though, with this question, though, like Sergio said, passive aggression doesn't work, especially if you're trying to get a roommate or someone to do something. Talk to them directly. Sit down one day if you can. Go over it in a text if that's easier. If you have face-to-face issues, doing it in person is going to be better. But talk it out. What responsibilities are, what needs to be done, when they need to be done. And if you're afraid that they're not going to stick to it, have them sign a roommate agreement. You can write one up in the middle
Yeah.
of a lease. That's not a big deal.
I was about to say that. Yeah, it's in college that shit seemed real stupid, and then when I was out of the dorms, I'm like, oh fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah. One last thing I can think of too is real fast. If you find that your roommate, you go through this talk and they really just have no intention of cleaning up their messes, one thing I've had friends do to kind of I don't want to say send a message, but to kind of let them know what's happening is you can get your own dishes, or even use paper plates and just be like, okay, when I cook or eat, I have dishes in my room. I'm going to bring them out, use them, clean them, and that way every mess that's in the kitchen is going to be your roommate's, and eventually if he wants a dish to do something, he's going to have to clean them himself.
That's a good one too. That's next
So-
level passive aggressive.
Yeah, that's listen, I have my own stuff. If you want to use a pot, you have a dirty one in the sink you can clean.
And if you want to be petty AF, during the middle of the night, wake up. Or
Oh my
maybe
God.
after they pass out. Okay, so grab one of the pots. Actually, grab all of them. Put them right in front of their door. Make sure you pile them up. Because no one likes to come out of their door and just
like
run
an
into a pile of
avalanche.
pots. Especially if they need to go to work or go to school. And then they just step into a pot. No one likes that.
Well, and don't forget to
Don't
put a
get the
sticky note
message.
on the pile too.
Yeah,
You gotta
put
put
there
that
you
sticky
go.
note on it.
too. Actually, you know what?
What
Put a
would it
brick
say?
in there.
What would the sticky note say? I think these are yours.
These are yours.
Yeah, carve into the brick that says "This is yours."
Oh my
They'll know.
god. Solid advice.
Oh my
Okay,
God.
Rudder time.
So we have a couple more questions left here. I know.
I want to do this. Let me do this Here, let me ask this question.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Well, I feel like I'm the most qualified to do this one.
Brag.
Howdy, y'all! So,
no.
I have a best friend who refuses to acknowledge me as his best friend. Even after 2 beautiful years of being best friends, he has never once called me his best friend. What should I do? How do I convince this person that we are indeed best friends?
Marry them.
You talk like that forever.
No. No. And that was from
Alright, so
Cowboy Dickie
this
from
was
Yeehaw Junction.
Cowboy Dickie from Yeehaw Junction. Just like Sergio said right there.
No,
Alright,
stop the
so-
voice.
I
Stop
re-
the
I
voice
rescind my
2018.
So, Cowboy Dickie, here's what you need to do. You need to stop calling him your best friend, because obviously y'all aren't best friends. Because if you were best friends, you'd go out hunting with each other, you go out fishing, drinking that Budweiser. You grab like a 24-pack on the weekend.
Stop.
Right?
Best friends do not let best friends drink Budweiser. The fuck is wrong with you?
Even
Hey,
worse,
hey.
don't let them drink Bud Light.
Well, no,
Oh, man,
I'm
that's
trying to,
what should-
guys,
that's what the
you're
one should've
ruining the
been.
joke here. I'm doing it in nice
Chris,
southern
no one
accent.
cares about your joke.
I mean, the joke is kind of working.
Alright, so, non-southern voice here. Y'all ain't best friends. You need to get that right.
Like how he says, no
Still
southern
Southern.
voice, and he goes,
Yeah,
Still
he
Southern.
went regular Chris for 2 seconds, and then went right back to Southern Chris.
catchy, you know?
I gotta continue doing the joke, obviously. So yeah, you're not best friends.
You know
Delete,
what?
delete
My
yourself off
advice.
Facebook.
My advice for Cowboy Dickie is be relentless.
No,
Be relentless,
no.
and eventually he will yield.
No,
Eventually,
he won't.
that person will be your best friend.
What you do is you handcuff each other together and then throw the
There
key
you
Or
go.
away.
you get a nice note from a lawyer. Called
A restraining order.
a restraining order. It's a lovely note.
Oh my god.
Anybody else? Anything else to add there?
No.
I think
You covered it.
I think we're good. I think we're gonna piggyback off that ridiculousness to another ridiculousness. This one comes from... Oh, well, I'm David from the best camp ever. I have a camper that doesn't really seem to
Howdy,
understand
David.
Jesus Christ. I have a camper that doesn't really seem to understand how amazing the outdoors and camping can be. I've tried to show him by taking him camping, going on hikes, and all the good things in life, but he doesn't seem to get it. Any advice? Fuck you, John!
Hey, did he sing him the song? Maybe he didn't sing him the song. Maybe he needs to sing them a song.
Uh,
You don't let us really know.
No, that song is copyrighted. It's not ours to sing.
I seriously doubt Rooster Teeth would come after us.
No, fucking absolutely not. But
Could you imagine that cease and desist order?
I
I'd be
mean,
like, "Yo, what the
listen,
fuck?"
if we started making that sweet Twitch cash, then maybe they'd come after us.
Yeah. That dank Twitch.
dang, no. The question did.
Oh, no, it was sweet,
It was
yeah.
sweet Twitch cash. The stream just wasn't dank enough.
Oh,
Stop using the word dank. Fuck off.
Can I just bring up that I'm a little disappointed that Chris dropped the accent?
I
me
am not
bring you-
disappointed.
Chris.
I am relieved.
Chris, I will give you.
Are you?
I will give you
Are you
$5.
really disappointed?
I will drive to the
full
museum and give you
$5.
$5.
Well, $5.
Alright, he said $5. I think that's... I don't even know what voice that was.
Hooray!
Oh,
wasn't a
Victoria,
southern accent.
save us from this purgatory. Ask another question.
Alrighty then. So we have another Anon. Are you making more red versus blue? I'm going to direct you to this handy dandy website, http://www.areyoumakingmoreredversusblue.com. You'll find your answer there.
We'll never know.
The world will never know.
Only
At
the
least not in
website
audio-
knows.
At least not in audio form.
This is one of my favorite, like, jokes of all time, I guess, if you want to call it that. Just because it's...
Did you ask it?
No, I didn't. I think this is
I
someone
hope
from
not.
RT World. But it's an old school joke that people of Rooster Teeth will get. Either they delve real deep into the community history, or they've been around that long.
Next question.
Yeah, Brewer, what you got? Next question.
Let's see here. Ooh, here's a good one. We have a question from your boy Joe that says, offered a new position which pays more than my current job. Unfortunately, it's third shift, aka 1 a.m. to 9 a.m. Oof. But only Monday through Friday. Should I accept it?
Yes.
Yeah, that's a toughie.
Okay.
I'd say my question is, I guess, my first question would be, is it a promotion, right? If it's kind of a lateral move with more pay, that might be a little touchy.
It's
but
different.
If it's a promotion, what'd you say?
So I heard this question personally from the person. I think it's a different department.
Technically, yes.
But I guess it's not a promotion though. It is like a lateral move.
Okay.
He was getting because this person, your boy Joe, asked this
Ya boy
last
Joe.
night. He would be making 50 cents extra per hour.
Okay. I don't know.
And then he said
so
more than
I guess
that.
I'll start with my advice would be, I don't know if that's worth it, right? Because a lot of times the moves you want to make are for, there's a certain percentage threshold increase in your pay that is generally kind of worth making a move like that. And one thing you also want in moves is that you want to move into an area where you have room for growth, right? So if your goal is to, be promoted and start making more money, you have to find out what the path of least resistance is for that. So if this position, might eventually lead to a promotion, then I would say probably go for it. But if it's going to be something similar to what you're doing now, I don't know if working a night shift is worth that extra increase in pay. And I only say that because for 2 years I was on and off a night shift and I hated it. I swore I would never do it again.
I'm going to bring up the health side of this. So it says he'd be working 1 a.m. to 9 a.m. Human bodies are not built right off the bat to function during that time. You sleep at night, you work during the day. You can get to that point, but it is going to be hell on your body to start.
If this was...
You are going to be very tired. Your body is going to be sluggish and fatigued. And some people don't even ever get used to that. I know Jacqueline, my sister, she works at the Cloak and Blaster pub we all love and go to frequently. She will work from sometimes 4 to 6 p.m. she'll get back at 4 a.m. sometimes. And I won't see her for days on end just because the cycle is so, it's so opposite. It's not as severe as this, but she's tired all the time. She sleeps. She doesn't do much else besides work and sleep and barely eats. So just take into account that factor too. Will your body be able to keep up with this? Are you okay with those effects? Which, if honestly, you probably shouldn't be if you're concerned about your health. And is it going to be worth the social aspects too? Which, you're going to be sleeping during the day. You're not going to see your friends as much.
Mm-hmm. To be entirely fair, work does start at 1 a.m. So you could, in theory, go out with your friends whatever time they're going to go out, unless it's way too close to your shift, and then use the old Jeff Ramsey goodbye and
which
go to
is
work.
a point. Most of our RT Florida
Yeah.
events, they start around between 7 to 9 p.m. Usually end by midnight.
Unless it's tabletop day.
Well, or a party or something. But
Yes.
it's something to consider. You want to weigh your pros and cons.
Yeah, definitely weigh the pros and cons. And, I mean, we all know where Joe works. So,
Not
it's
the
a
happiest place on earth.
it's a lateral move. I mean,
I would say I personally
lateral.
would not take that.
yeah, it's a
I agree.
if this was an upward move, those are few and far between in those places take literally every upward move you can. Lateral, not so much.
All right.
Unless you're just really fed up with the job you have.
Yeah, so
But
I
that
thought it was
sucks.
more than 50 cents for his raise. I thought he was mentioning like it's a substantial amount, like
Chris?
what would be like 200% more than, or is it 150% more than he makes now?
I mean, if that's the
Additional 50%,
case, then yeah, that's
Yeah.
definitely something to consider. But
And plus,
Did you say
like I think you have to
150%
pay
more than he's
people
making?
more for night shifts, and it's definitely going to be more than 50 cents.
I mean, if he gets paid more and he's happy with that number, sure, go
Yeah.
ahead. But
So
consider
like,
that amount.
I think he would enjoy this job more that he wants to do. I mean, he can make it work too, because nothing says a nice wake me up than going out with friends, having a few beverages, and then going straight to work.
Going to work
Nothing like a nice
shit-faced.
Yeah, nothing says I love this job like that.
Considering the third shift at said place, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if some of those people were shit faced when they got to work.
The joy. And then you sober up during the day. It's a perfect situation.
Sober up as you're sleeping.
But so like, I mean, like this like taking this shift takes like a certain person as well, because like one of my friends absolutely loved it because he would go to work during the days, he would have peace and quiet because his wife was at work, and like he could go to the gym. There's no traffic going to work. There's very little traffic coming from work.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, it takes the right person.
Again,
But
pros
at the
and
same time,
cons.
like, you just gotta weigh the pros and cons. I mean, I thought if it made more money, he should totally accept it because it's hard being our age
Yeah.
and making a decent living.
Mm-hmm.
But if it ends up being just 50 cents, don't take it. It's not worth it.
But if it ends up being 150% more,
50%,
then
then you take that.
Next question.
Well, it sounds like he's got some stuff to think about now.
Mm-hmm. No, you want to take the question, Chris?
Yeah, I'll take this question.
Okay.
So, the reason why I put ya boy Joe is because the person above him who asked the question, ya boy from Orlando, Florida.
Here we go with the accents again.
My girlfriend talks in vines, but I don't understand them. Help. Alright, buddy, let me introduce you to a lovely app called Vine. You can still watch videos off there. And there's about, 3 years of videos? You can get caught up in about 100 years. Start working on it.
I mean,
They're only 7
personally,
seconds.
I think
They're only 7 seconds, so you just go.
Personally, I think this girlfriend is doing everything right. Keep talking in vines. You have a great personality. I have no idea who this is.
Debatable.
Man, I miss Vine. Wasn't there like Vine?
Said
2
no one
coming out
ever.
or something. V2. Hey, you shut your damn mouth, Chris. All right,
Yeah,
I
V2's
loved
coming
Vine.
out. Okay, you and Logan, congratulations.
Listen, I will admit, I am one of those people who, when they get bored, especially at night as we're laying down for bed, I will put on Vine compilations and fall asleep to them.
Thank you, Victor. Okay, well, listen, I don't fall asleep to
Well,
Vine compilations,
we
but I
play
do
them
thoroughly
for like
enjoy them.
20 minutes in our queue as
She
we're laying
lives-
down, and then we turn off the TV and say, "Okay, good night. I'm gonna pass the fuck out."
She dreams of
Just like
memes.
Just like that. John and I, when
I'm
we
gonna
go to
start
sleep at
saying.
night, we
I'm gonna start
say,
saying that to.
"Good night. I'm gonna pass the fuck out."
So.
Oh, here's some memes and vines.
I fall asleep to only the dankest of memes.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
That sweet meme cast coming in.
Vine's dead
what's
for a
next?
reason, people.
Sergio, why do you gotta talk like that?
Because Vine's dead and it's not coming back.
Yeah.
It is too coming
Yeah,
back. You bite your
Vine
damn
2's
tongue.
coming out.
I know.
Or V2.
So disappointed.
The sequel no one
So
wanted.
excited.
Yeah, the sequel nobody wanted, except for Logan.
You two are the worst.
Just Logan.
It's gonna be really great when they fail again in 6 months.
I mean, to be fair, either they're gonna have to get another generation of Viners, because all the other old ones, they are coming back. They're all on YouTube and happy and successful.
A whole bunch of the old ones.
Well, not all of
giant
them.
pieces of trash.
Okay, the better ones and some of the not better ones.
So, what questions do we have left? We
Let's
could
see.
try to tackle some of the
Do
ones
we
at the
want
top.
to do Tom's, or is that a little like...
Okay, so Tom asked, I've never watched any of the McElroy Brothers content. Where should I start? Technically, you don't watch their content. I mean, yes, you can watch Monster Factory and stuff from...
There was the My Brother and Me show.
There was a TV show, which
was
free on
great.
Verve, I think. It was a good show. It was a good show.
Yeah, Verve.
It was free on Verve, but honestly, you don't start with a TV show because you need to understand their comedy or their style of like doing things to...
I mean, if you know who they are and
Yes.
you're like, yes, I know these people, they are funny, then you can start watching the TV show.
That's true. I would start, knowing Tom, I would start with some of their stuff on Polygon. So like Monster Factory, even though Nick Robinson's a trash person, Carboys is fantastic.
See, I only know like the 3 pieces of their work: Monster Factory, Adventure Zone, and My Brother and Me. Wow, I can't speak. I butchered all of that.
Yeah. You can also
But
listen to
those
My
are
Brother,
the
My
3
Brother, Me, which
things
is
that
fun,
I
but-
know. The 3 things that I will air quotes follow.
Mm-hmm.
I don't follow them. I just watch them in random orders.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, there you go, Tom. So we have a question. I actually read Andrew's question, and I dug through it, and I realized what advice he actually wants us to grab. His very
Right,
last
so-
question.
Are we going through the entire thing here?
No. No.
It's so for the
F
listeners.
that.
His question is like 10 questions.
It's 10
Back to back.
questions that are
I'm
all
looking
like
at a lot of
existential.
question marks here.
Yes, it's existential. A lot of other cool stuff. Andrew, buddy, I love you, but no. However, Andrew from goddamn fucking Florida, trademark.
TM.
How do I get my dog to stop pissing on the rug at night? Victoria?
Crate training.
Yes, wholeheartedly
That
agree.
is the one and only way. That and schedules. Like Julian and Krista, they just got a puppy and they went through that. And we got a new dog recently. Luckily, he was already house trained, but we had to do some air quotes crate training in the bathroom. But yeah, no, crate training. That's going to be your only answer there.
Totally agree. Also, Andrew, if you want to talk about those other questions, DM me. I will definitely hit you up on those.
Alright.
No joke.
So here's what you need to do. You need to get a rug that electrocute.
Oh, God.
When
No.
God.
No. I'm gonna stop the animal cruelty joke right there.
The question of does Chris like dogs has just been answered.
Actually,
Yes, the answer is yes.
another legit piece of advice. They sell like these rug-like patches of grass that you put inside
Yeah,
that you
you-
use to like potty train puppies and stuff.
yeah, you can also use that.
I would imagine it's pretty
Except
gross
instead of
because it is
electrocuting
urine
things.
sitting in your house, but still, I
Victoria,
mean, whatever
don't give
works for you.
credence.
I mean,
Don't give
like,
credence
well,
to
what
Chris's
you do
idea.
is you like buy that and then you let them pee on it for a little bit, and then you move it closer to the door, and closer and closer, and then you finally shove it outside.
The rug or the dog?
Solid plan.
Yes. Well, hopefully the
Wrap
dog's
the dog up
outside
like a
peeing on that
taco
rug now. Because that's how we had to train one of my dogs that way.
Just like let him pee on one thing and then just keep moving it outside.
Yeah, it was a rug. It was a rug that looked like grass.
You guys had a rug that looked like grass in your home?
Yeah, like, well, no, it was like
It was like
we
one of those
specifically-
pet ones.
Yeah, it was one of the pet ones.
Oh, I thought you meant like you legit had a rug that looked like grass. I was like, man, you guys need to do some interior changes.
Side note: I do not support animal cruelty.
Nice.
Okay. So, before
Get a
we
rug.
answer a couple more questions, there is a small segment I want to do where I want everyone to go to Google, the Google front page,
Okay.
and type, and just start auto-typing a question and see what pops up.
Okay, give me a second here.
Oh God.
So, like, do I put, like, how do...
No, just start whatever you want.
Okay, this isn't fair. Google knows that I'm a nerd, and I don't want to say mine.
No, you're gonna have to say it. Okay,
Ah.
so I'm gonna start. And the best thing was, I was going to type. I was gonna type the words "how was." I got to "how w," and the first question is "how wet is water?"
I love people so much.
Brewer, you're our resident scientist. How wet is water?
Very
Well,
wet.
speaking physically,
100%.
Oh,
wet.
you know what? This is
We
a
have to
Vine.
understand
This
that-
is relatable. This was a Vine. Someone got
my
angry
God.
yelling about water being wet.
see Vine gracing us with humor once again. But to answer your question, Sergio, it really depends on what state of matter water is in.
Aw, shit.
So if it's really cold ice, it's not wet at all.
But could you say the ice itself is wet as it starts to melt?
Well, then it's melting. I'm talking about like solid ice.
No, but that's
You know,
my
if you look
point.
at
And then could you say, as that ice is melting, like, this ice
Yes,
is now
it is
wet?
getting wet. Yes. Indeed, you can. Can confirm. Oh, man. Sergio, that's not fair. You came out with like a really good one.
Listen, What do you want? What do you want, man? Google is that. Listen, that's why Google or Gavin is the funny bit.
Okay, well, here's the thing. Let me read you mine now. Let's start
Yeah.
with Sergio. Sergio set the bar high. I'm going to come in and dive underneath it. So, in my head, I was like, what's something funny? How can I make Google say something funny? So, I was going to search, what is the biggest? And I'm now realizing that that probably was not going to yield the best results because the autofill for Google became, what is the biggest assumption in predictive modeling? That's what Google picked for me.
So Google,
Nerd!
yeah, Google picked a science question.
Oh, God, that's such a letdown. Such a letdown.
So I put how do, and I got how does solo showdown work? How do you get pink eye? How do? How do you make slime? How do you get ringworm? All great questions.
All fantastic questions. Victoria.
Except the first one, I have no clue how that one works.
So, I typed in who are, and I got, who are you? People want to know who Google is, apparently. People also want to know who are millennials, who are the Avengers, which are dead, by the way, and
Not all of them.
who are the
Hey,
judges
spoiler!
on American
Hey,
Idol.
spoilers. Although to be fair,
This
if
is going
you
to come
are-
out like in another month.
No, that's true. But if you went into Infinity War not thinking
No.
those actors were gonna
I
die,
still haven't seen it. Still haven't seen it.
I haven't seen it either, Chris. But I've read Infinity War 100 times.
No, I agree with Sergio's point here that he only half made. Like,
It's a thing in the comics. It happens.
if you're going into Infinity War not expecting people to die, you haven't been paying attention.
Also, newsflash: like half of those people still have contracts up to 8 years from now.
Like Bucky Barnes, whatever that guy's name is.
Sebastian Stan.
Yeah.
Okay, so final question, and this question comes straight from Rooster Teeth, or no,
Achievement Hunter.
Achievement Hunter. Jesus Christ.
Achievement Hunter.
Victoria.
Okay.
Go.
So this was put up in a poll a few weeks ago on Achievement Hunter's Twitter. Post-production team is having an argument. Which side of the eggplant emoji is the tip? This will determine a thumbnail in the future, so choose wisely. You have two options. Green part is the tip, or purple part is the tip.
So the stem is the tip,
Yes.
The stem is the tip.
or the bottom, or the
The bulbous purple part.
We'll call it the bell.
The bell?
Yeah.
No, that's you can't call it the bell. Then you're swaying people to assume that that's the
Okay,
tip.
hold on. I'm gonna Google
You call
what
it
the
Let's
fuck
just
is
call
a
it the
bulbous
green part and the
tip.
purple part.
That's fair.
All right. So who wants to answer this question first,
Okay.
so I can berate them later?
Victoria, we'll start with you.
Because I'm the one who originally brought this up.
You
I
and
say-
you also messaged us and said we have to answer this,
I did.
and my response was no. Why?
And we're doing it anyway.
sounds about right.
Anyway, my answer is the green tip, thinking about it anatomically.
Okay.
And
go on.
I am
we can
100%
argue this
with
later,
you.
but let's get the answers first.
I'm with Victoria. The green part is the tip.
Okay. And Sergio?
The bulbous end is the tip.
Hey, Sergio and I agree. Okay, so let's look at
You
a
guys are
plan
fucking
here.
crazy.
I'm still
So
looking.
let's-
Hold on.
let's
I'm still,
draw a
I'm still
plan.
looking to
Draw-
see what the
draw a
fuck the
plan.
bulbous end is called, but fuck it.
I don't think the
Googling.
other end has a name.
I think
Listen,
it's called the eggplant.
Brewer. It's a plant. Every part of it has a name.
Yeah, exactly. So, look. How do eggplants grow?
I have no fucking clue. They're on
They
a vine
grow
or something.
from
not
the
point.
stem. Okay, so...
That is not the point.
No, this is the point. So if we're, like, because I was deciding, like, I looked at it and I go, who cares what side is the tip? It's just a stupid emoji that people want to use. And then I started thinking about it, like, well, wait, this is a plant. How do plants grow? Like, they grow from the stem. So the stem is attached to the body, with the bulbous end being the tip. Because that's how bodies work.
Okay, so I will say, when we brought this up at the party, no one brought up that point, and I will give it to you. That is actually a fairly good point.
Like,
I
that's
still
how
think
I
you're
viewed
wrong,
it. Was like,
but it's a good point.
well, I mean, it's okay. You can't be 100% correct all the time, you know, Victoria. So that's why I'm right.
Now, okay.
Not everybody is perfect,
Jeez.
Victoria. It's okay.
All right. Well, my reasoning on this, as I said, anatomical.
Well, I mean, you're
when
wrong,
you're looking
but okay,
at
go
a
on.
penis, when you're
What?
looking at a penis.
Okay, when you're looking at a penis, is it
Okay,
attached
Victoria,
to a stem?
let's hear your incredibly, like, I pity your sex life kind of deal. Cause what?
Jeez.
When you're looking at a penis,
Mm-hmm.
if you're
All
taking
right,
the head
okay.
into
So-
account,
Continue.
it usually goes from smaller to very slightly bigger at the tip. And that's my thought process of it. Because you don't have a penis that starts larger at the base.
Yeah, that's what the stem is for. The stem is smaller, generally. And then
Yeah,
it
Chris has
goes
got you
larger
there.
into the bulbous end. So,
No.
are you
Mhm.
saying you agree with us?
I think I just
Yeah,
fucked
if you-
up, but
Just
you
literally
did.
agree with us.
Straight up
Thanks a
fucked
lot,
up.
Victoria.
So, Victoria, welcome to the right side. Congratulations,
no.
now you are correct all the
All
time.
right, let me get my piece out. All right, so what
No,
I'm
don't,
thinking
don't,
is
please
I'm
don't.
talking- I'm
Keep it
thinking
in.
About shape and direction. all
Okay,
right?
go
shape
go
and
on.
direction. So I am under the assumption that the eggplant is an erect penis. All right,
Mm-hmm.
you know it's not flaccid.
That's what
So, if
everyone.
it's-
That's what everyone is under the assumption of, thanks to the emoji.
Listen.
I mean, I could
I'm
see it as a
just trying-
flaccid
I'm
penis
trying
too,
to
though.
be- you know, the best or the strongest part of science is rigor, so we have to be rigorous.
Like
All right.
like an erect penis.
Exactly. Exactly. All right. So if it is erect, right? If the purple part was the tip, you would have an erect penis that's like pointing downward at a 45-degree angle. All right? I don't know about you guys, but my dick doesn't do that.
Okay, hold
All
on.
right?
My dick
What?
doesn't
I
do that
just thought of
either.
something
What?
awful. I don't know if I should say it.
What?
So
But
obviously
I don't want to
should.
say it now.
But okay.
Alright, so... Oh, no, I don't want to
Too
do
late,
it
Chris.
now.
The time has
It's awful.
I'm
The time has passed. What are you saying, Sergio?
I'm about to pull up the eggplant emoji on my phone. Give me a second. Just because I'm
All right.
like,
So what I'm thinking is, I think the green part is the tip because like that is like the general like shape and direction that I think is more accurate.
okay, so the eggplant on my phone, it is curved down, sure, but that's because it's curved down because it's mimicking it hanging from the tree. But if you grab an
Listen,
eggplant,
man.
you're gonna grab it and you're gonna fucking put the big bulbous tip up. So it still
wait,
looks like
Sergio,
a
tell me
fucking
how you
penis.
grab eggplants.
Huh?
How do you grab eggplants?
You grab it from the tip, so down at the bottom, and then you twist.
No, down at the
and you
top.
pull.
You grab it from
Down at
No,
the top.
grab it
no,
from the
Victoria,
stem.
you even said
Do you grab?
that you
do
agree
grab
with
it
us.
2 hands?
I don't know. You
Or do
can
you
grab
grab
it
it
with
with
however
one
many
hand?
hands. You can grab it with however many hands you want, man. I don't fucking care. But here's where I'm
Okay.
coming from on this.
Use 2 hands for safety.
Yeah, right. Here's where I'm coming from on this, and like, I don't get how like a lot of the women at the party were like, no, that's stupid. I'm like, okay, so if you're using this as a sex toy, which dear God, don't use vegetables as sex toys. Why the fuck would you?
It's organic, though.
Why in the fuck? Why in the fuck would you put the goddamn stem part up you? Like
That is not the point of the question, though.
Yes, it is.
No,
though!
it is.
Not the-
It literally
That's not
is
the point.
No, it's not.
not the
Yeah, it is.
Yes, it is.
It's a fucking metaphor.
Victoria, as a woman,
Metaphors are real.
what part of a penis do you put inside you?
The tip.
Exactly.
She cuts it off.
Okay.
So
The
if
green
tip
part is
was
the tip.
fucking
That's
weird,
what we're arguing. Which is the
So-
tip?
We're not asking what end of an eggplant do you put inside you. We're asking which end looks more like the end of a penis.
Well, which part would you put in you, Will?
That's not the question.
I think we all know the answer to that one, Chris.
But it fucking doesn't. Is the issue? The stem does not. Okay, it might look like a. I don't know. Listen, if it was a cat's dick with all the fucking barbs and shit, yeah, then yes, maybe. But like, no.
We do not support any of that. Disclaimer.
All I'm saying is the purple part isn't shaped like the tip of a penis either. It's not like it has like all the correct proportions.
Yes, but Brewer, the reason you're using the eggplant as the penis emoji is because it's progressively bigger, so you're trying to overcompensate.
That's not how penises work.
I don't fuck Victoria. I know that's not how penises work. I'm just saying that the idiots who started using the eggplant as the dick emoji are like, oh, that's big. Yeah.
Okay, can I suggest a slight
You can suggest that you're wrong, and you would be correct.
You shut the hell up, Chris. You shut your damn mouth.
Oh, I mean, bro, calm down over there. It's okay.
All right.
You can be wrong. It's all right.
Just
chill out.
If you guys had to pick a new emoji to represent a penis,
Okay.
what would you pick?
A banana?
I don't know. I don't use emojis.
Money sign.
Yes.
Wait, what?
The money sign? Okay, I'm pulling that
Money
up.
I'm
maker.
pulling up my emoji list.
What
And
up?
I'm doing this under my mom's text messages, so this is going to be really awkward if I accidentally send something.
Yeah, same. I've looked at more emojis
I'm going to
today
consider
than I have
mostly
ever used.
All right,
ever.
so first you put money sign, then you put American flag, then more money.
What's really unfortunate, as I would say the cucumber would be perfect, except on iPhone, they fucking slice the cucumber.
Ooh, the cucumber on Android actually looks really good.
Again, like I said, I would assume cucumber. It's like a pretty uniform shape. It has a slight bend to it. Mm-hmm. You could fuck a cucumber.
Listen, I'm looking at the cucumber. Do you guys have, who has Android?
I thought you were gonna
I
say
do.
you can fuck a cucumber.
Okay.
Like what?
So,
Hang on, I can
am
pull it up on my other phone here.
Okay, I am looking at the cucumber emoji on my Google keyboard on my Android phone.
Mm-hmm.
And it very much looks like a penis.
Yep.
I mean, there's like this little curve at the
Yes,
end.
it
of
does.
Brewer,
The cucumber
you know
pointing
what
up.
else? You know what else looks like a penis on the fucking Google emoji keyboard? The banana.
Except it's fucking
Ooh,
peeled.
look
I know. Listen, whatever.
Yeah, that's just the force.
Yeah, the cucumber looks so much better than the banana.
Yeah, it does.
Although,
Hey,
hang
Brewer,
on, what is this one? It looks
Ooh,
like it's
okay,
a baguette.
I'm voting cucumber.
Actually, take a look at that baguette on Android. That looks a lot like a penis, especially because of the color.
Ooh, not bad.
Mm-hmm.
Although
No-
I will
no
say
one else
the
looks like a
baguette does
penis.
not have the right shape.
The
penis.
burrito.
Yep.
And who doesn't love burritos?
Burrito.
Now
Hey,
to our sponsors. No.
yeah, Chris, are you on the burrito page for the emojis? Okay, if you go down to the last one, to the last row, and then you go to the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Column 6 at the bottom of the last row. It's a sushi thing, but it's the basic shape of a penis.
Yeah. Yeah.
I am so confused as to what you're looking at.
Wait.
Are you guys looking at like a piece of nigiri?
That's what I see.
Yeah, no, it's a.
Yeah.
It's like a. It has a triangle.
Mine's not row
at the
6,
top.
but...
It's a triangle at the top. A circle in the middle.
Oh, okay,
You mean the
yes.
fucking rice ball?
No.
No.
Oh, like the skewer?
No, it's a skewer.
It's a skewer, yeah, but it's the basic shape of a penis.
I am looking at something.
Alright.
Oh wait,
Yeah,
that
I'm not
one.
looking at the right
I didn't
thing.
go over
Whoops.
far enough.
Whoops. Shit.
Oh, I see it now.
Well, I just sent Meg an empty text.
Wink, wink.
I see it with
Just,
a skewer.
just put
So-
podcast, sorry.
Yeah, it's just an empty text.
I think. Okay, what do you guys think of this? I think we need to put up a poll and see what people think the replacement
Alright,
emoji for a penis.
I think
we
that's a
should-
great idea.
We should do this at, like, once we put out the podcast.
Well,
Yeah, once we put out
absolutely.
the podcast,
Here's the podcast. Now here's the more
I
important
almost want to
part.
put it out
Yeah.
first,
So,
so that people are like,
people
"What
listening,
the fuck did you
what
talk
would
about?"
you use to replace
yep.
the eggplant emoji? There we go.
And
What
please
would
send
you use?
send the emoji or the picture of the emoji
Send
so
the
we have
emoji
reference.
to us at Slightly Off Pod, or reply to the Facebook post that we do.
Yeah, you might have to screen cap it though, because the emoji could look different
Yeah,
that
on
is
different
true.
phones.
The emoji
So
could
send us a
definitely look
picture
different.
of you replying to us.
Oh,
Oh
But
my
anyway,
God.
going back
This was
to
good.
the
I thought
And
this
put
was
hashtag
productive.
new eggplant emoji.
going back to the eggplant question real quick. The poll Achievement Hunter posted. I think we're done arguing. We don't have to go any further.
yes.
But this is the internet's response. 60% said green part is the tip. 40.
I mean, they're
purple.
wrong. It's okay.
Heyo.
Yeah, you know what else the internet agrees on?
Cow chop.
Dude, the internet agrees
They
on
believe
everything.
that Yanny is what they said. And
And
No,
podcast is over. Thank you everyone for joining us
we
today.
are not ending the podcast that way. No, no.
Hard cut right after Yanni.
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. You know how we end this podcast? Every podcast on My Brother and Me, Griffin finds a really terrible, stupid question on Yahoo Answers.
Oh, did you
somebody
find
sends
one?
it to him. No, because I'm not stealing that part of the shtick. I went to Ask Reddit and I
Oh,
looked at
God.
the top one.
Didn't
And the
we
top
just
question
steal
is-
a bit from them by Googling?
Shut up. The top question on Ask
One out of
Reddit
two.
is, what do people take entirely too seriously? And we're gonna ruminate on that question and answer it next time, which is never.
Fair.
Can I answer it now?
Sure.
No.
No.
I
That's not how this bit works, Chris.
but I
No, Chris.
wanna say words.
I'm cutting it out, Chris.
I don't want to hear
No.
it.
That's not how this bit works. Hard cut. That's how the end we podcast is hard cut.
Hey
Hard
everybody,
cut.
we'd like
Gross.
to thank you for joining us on this very special podcast. Make sure you follow us on Twitter at Slightly Off Pod, even though we'll never post on there ever again, probably.
Don't
We
tell them
still
that.
have one more podcast to do.
We still have one more podcast.
Alright,
after
Sergio's
you
Sergio's
have
two
one
gonna
more
hate it,
assholes
but
for.
we have
One
it.
more
Yeah.
podcast to make. Yay!
That's
So
that's okay. I've got Steven as backup.
you can join us on you can like us on Facebook. There we go. I can use words good.
We don't have a like on Facebook.
Yeah, we do. You can follow us there or
we
something
do.
like that. I don't know.
No.
Do those.
No.
It's not important. Just go to RT Florida.
Just search RT Florida. We're there.
Okay, you can do that too. Fine.
Just go. We're done.
Go do
Leave.
it. Alright.
Done.
I'm
Stay
out.
awesome, because you're awesome. So be awesome. Do awesome
Thanks
things.
for joining.
Bye.
Bye.